Incy, Wincy, Spider, a collection of songs and nursery rhymes about joining in.
Singing together, let's join in. All together, let's join in. We're all playing games with noises. Girls and boys, what we enjoy is singing together, let's join in. All together, let's join in. Listen, there are sounds appearing. Can you tell us what we're hearing?
Can you guess where we're going today?
Sounds are all around.
Singing together, let's join in.
All our sounds and songs today are about the zoo.
Sounds are all around.
Let's join in
and visit the zoo. There are all kinds of zoos with all kinds of animals.
Zoos where we walk around the animals in their safe enclosures with animals like
Parrots,
monkeys,
and the big brown bear. There are safari parks where we can drive around safely and watch animals from our car. Animals like
lions,
tigers, and zebras.
There are water zoos called aquariums where we can watch
Fish swimming underwater,
seals performing tricks, and
penguins. And there are children's zoos with gentle animals we can stroke and feed.
like sheep and lambs,
Rabbits. And hens and chicks. There's a song I know about all kinds of animals. I went to the animal fair. The birds and the beasts were there. The big baboon by the light of the moon was combing his auburn hair. The monkey fell out of his bunk and slid down the elephant's trunk. The elephant sneezed and fell on his knees. And what became of the monkey? Monkey, 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 monkey.
I went to the animal fair. The birds and the beasts were there. The big baboon by the light of the moon was combing his auburn hair. The monkey fell out of his bunk and slid down the elephant's trunk. The elephant sneezed and fell on his knees. And what became of the monkey? Monkey, 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 monkey.
Let's join in. I went to the animal fair. The birds and the beasts were there. The big baboon by the light of the moon was combing his auburn hair. The monkey fell out of his bunk and slid down the elephant's trunk. The elephant sneezed and fell on his knees. And what became of the monkey? Monkey, 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 monkey. I went to the animal fair. The birds and the beasts were there. The big baboon by the light of the moon was combing his auburn hair. The monkey fell
Here we are at the zoo. Which animal would you like to see first?
The monkeys?
The parrots?
The elephant? Or the big brown bear?
I know a song about a big brown bear.
The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. And all that he could see, and all that he could see was the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain was all that he could see. The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. And all that he could see, and all that he could see was the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain was all that he could see. The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. And all that he could see, and all that he could see was the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain was all that he could see. The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. And all that he could see, and all that he could see was the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain was all that he could see. The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain to see what he could see. And all that he could see, and all that he could see was the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain was all that he could see.
Can you remember which animals we want to see?
We wanted to see
The monkeys?
the parrots,
The elephant? And the big brown bear?
Tongue twister!
Who cares if the bear roars and snores and chomps his jaws and waves his paws and scrapes his claws and makes a noise at girls and boys who all enjoy the big brown bear outside his lair? They stand and stare.
Let's join in!
Who cares if the bear roars and snores and chomps his jaws and waves his paws and scrapes his claws and makes a noise at girls and boys who all enjoy the big brown bear outside his lair? They stand and stare.
Alligator, hedgehog, anteater, bear, rattlesnake, buffalo, anaconda, hare, bullfrog, woodchuck, wolverine, goose, whippoorwill, chipmunk, jackal and moose, mud turtle, fin whale, glowworm, bat, salamander, snail and big black cat, red squirrel, spoonbill, heron and wren, grey squirrel, loon and little red hen, reindeer, grass snake, fox and nightingale, marten, Ant-eater, hedgehog, anteater, bear, rattlesnake, buffalo, anaconda, hare, bullfrog, woodchuck, wolverine, goose, whippoorwill, chipmunk, jackal and moose, mud turtle, fin whale, glowworm, bat, salamander, snail and big black cat, red squirrel, spoonbill, heron and wren, grey squirrel, loon and little red hen, reindeer, grass snake, fox and nightingale, marten, wild drake, crocodile and quail, town rat, country rat, polar bear, doe, pelican, peacock, magpie and crow, eagle, kangaroo, duck and bumblebee, armadillo, beaver and a little jumping flea.
As we walk around the zoo, we can hear the animals calling to us.
Some are very loud indeed.
The lion roaring,
Some are quite loud.
the hyena laughing,
Some are quite soft.
the chattering monkeys,
And the tiny mouse goes... And the crocodile just goes snap.
How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? How cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spreads his claws and welcomes little fishes in with gently smiling jaws.
What's this amazing bird? He's looking for fish, and he has the most huge,
gigantic
enormous beak.
It's the pelican!
The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. Nothing has a beak that's the size of the pelican's. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. Nothing has a beak that's the size of the pelican's. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. Nothing has a beak that's the size of the pelican's. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. Nothing has a beak that's the size of the pelican's. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. Nothing has a beak that's the size of the pelican's. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can. Nothing has a beak that's the size of the pelican's. The pelican's beak holds more than his belly can.
What a cheek! We can't take our eyes off the size of the pelican's beak.
Someone's laughing at our song. It's the hyena. He thinks it's very funny.
All the animals have their special noises. We've got a song about them. One day the elephant held a party, invited all the animals in the zoo
To his place.
But just as soon as the party started, there sprung up such a terrible hullabaloo.
A disgrace.
The lion went,
Roar!
and the crow said,
Caw!
and the monkeys yelled at the poor gazelle, and the hummingbird hummed at his feathered chum, and the duck went quack when he answered back. And oh, what a terrible lot of noises! That's when the elephant said,
The choice is to save all our throats from getting sore. Why don't we all take off our voices and leave them in a pile outside the door?
the bear said,
Fine, you can start with mine. I won't roar, I'll be quiet this time.
take mine too, said the kangaroo, and the snake won't miss one little hiss.
That's how the animals lost their voices.
This is the elephant thought delightful. Everybody's having a lot of fun. They love the jelly, the mountain trifle, and lots of wonderful sticky buns.
Yum, yum, yum.
Nuts got crunched, cakes got munched.
The pigs all scoffed from my special trough.
The games they played were well behaved. When they had to go, they politely waved.
That's how the animals left the party.
But when the animals grabbed their voices, there didn't seem enough to go around. So nobody made the proper choices. They just picked up the first one that they found. So the lions went, and the moose said, and the goose just, and the bobcat, the hare went, and the bear, and the tortoise growled. What a din they made!
That's how the animals lost their voices.
Slowly the animals all fell silent, 'cause nobody wanted to look a fool. No one could say just where each voice went. They couldn't speak to find out whose was whose. Then a tiny mouse, just when hope seemed lost, stood and cleared his throat, and he told them off. He said,
All my life, no one's heard me speak. But that's just fine, 'cause I kept my squeak. Now I can tell everyone where their voice is. Just sit tight and hold out your paws. Right, this one's yours, and this one's yours. See the tiger's roar fits inside his jaw. And look, this call is the blackjack doors.
and
That's how the animals found their voices.
At last the animals had their voices, and once again the zoo was filled with sound. But then the elephant stopped the noises. As soon as he thumped his foot upon the ground, he said,
After hide and seek, we've found today that the last to
pig has lots to say, and so we send to our whiskered friend a big thank you from all the zoo.
He gave the animals back their voices. He gave the animals back. He gave the animals back. He gave the animals back their voices.
Animal jokes.
Where do penguins go swimming?
I don't know. Where do penguins go swimming?
At the South Pool. What do cows like to listen to?
I don't know. What do cows like to listen to?
Music. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a fish?
I don't know. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a fish?
Swimming trunks.
There's the hyena. He's laughing again.
Who's this running around his pen? It's the ostrich. All the animals move in their own special way. The zebras gallop.
The antelopes run.
The monkeys swing through the trees.
The tortoise plods.
And the tiny mouse goes pitter patter, pitter patter.
Animal rhyme.
5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said,
No more monkeys jumping on the bed.
4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said,
No more monkeys jumping on the bed.
3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said,
No more monkeys jumping on the bed.
2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said,
No more monkeys jumping on the bed.
1 little monkey jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor and the doctor said,
No more monkeys jumping on the bed. I told you to keep those monkeys off the bed.
Oh dear, it's starting to rain. All the animals need to find a place to keep dry.
Hey, I know a song about the animals arriving 2 by 2. Do you?
Let's join in. The animals came in 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 2 by 2, the elephant and the kangaroo, and they all went into the ark for to get out of the rain, the rain, the rain. The animals came in 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 3 by 3, the wasp, the ant and the bumblebee, and they all went into the ark for to get out of the rain, the rain, the rain. The animals came in 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 4 by 4, the great hippopotamus stuck in the door, and they all went into the ark for to get out of the rain, the rain, the rain. The animals came in 5 by 5, hurrah, each other to keep alive. And they all went into the ark for to get out of the rain, the rain, the rain. The animals came in 6 by 6, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 6 by 6, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 6 by 6. They turned up the monkey because of his tricks, and they all went into the ark for to get out of the rain, the rain, the rain. The animals came in 7 by 7, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 7 by 7, hurrah, hurrah. The animals came in 7 by 7. The little pig thought he was going to heaven. They all went into the ark for to get out of the rain, the rain, the rain. For to get out of the rain, the rain, the rain, the rain, the rain.
Odd one out.
Here are the noises made by some animals. Can you tell which is the odd one out? Monkeys? The tiger?
The elephant.
And the seal.
Let's listen again. Who's the odd one out?
I know who's the odd one out. Monkeys live in the jungle. Tigers stalk in the jungle. Elephants plod through the jungle. But seals live in the sea.
So the seal is the...
Odd one out.
And who's this? Hopping through the jungle. He's small, shiny and green. It's Mr. Frog.
There's a song about a little frog.
Oh, Froggy went a cotton and he did ride Froggy went a cotton and he did ride. Saw that pistol by his side. Well, he rode down to Miss Mouse's door. Well, he rode down to Miss Mouse's door, where he had often been before. He took Miss Mousey on his knee. He took Miss Mousey on his knee. Said, Miss Mousey, will you marry me? I'll have to ask my Uncle Rat. I'll have to ask my Uncle Rat. See what he will say to that. Without my Uncle Rat's consent. Without my Uncle Rat's consent, I would not marry the President. Well, Uncle Rat rode off to town. Well, Uncle Rat rode off to town to buy his niece a wedding gown.
Where will the wedding supper be? Where will the wedding supper be?
Way down yonder in a hollow tree.
What will the wedding supper be? What will the wedding supper be? A bright
Here we are at the safari park. We're driving safely in our car, looking at all the animals around us.
Who can we spot? Can you tell from the noises they make?
Lions,
Monkeys
and parrots.
Some of the animals we see are very big. What's the biggest animal you can think of?
Perhaps an elephant.
Animal guy!
An elephant goes like this and that. He's terribly big and terribly fat. He has no fingers, he has no toes. But goodness gracious, what a nose.
And some animals are very small. What's the smallest animal you can think of? It's the tiny mouse again.
A mouse is meek, he's grey and tiny. His tail is long, his eyes are shiny. His whiskers twitch, his coat is sleek. And when he speaks, it's squeak, squeak, squeak.
I can think of an animal that's even smaller than the tiny mouse.
He's got 8 legs, a small furry body, and lives in a web of silk that he spins himself. I think one's dangling here, right this minute.
Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spat. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Now Incy Wincy Spider went up the spout again.
Plop, 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 plop. Bang!
Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Now Incy Wincy Spider went up the spout again.
Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spat. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Now Incy Wincy Spider went up the spout again.
Incy Wincy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. Now Incy Wincy Spider went up the spout again.
I bet Incy Wincy will be glad to get back to his safe, dry web.
Even though we can see them all at the zoo or the safari park, animals come from all kinds of places. Hot, sweltering jungles,
Like the parrots
and the tigers,
freezing cold wind and snow,
like the polar bear,
and the chattering penguins.
wide open spaces,
Like the wildebeest,
and the antelope,
or in the river or the sea.
like the crocodile,
And the seal. And when the animals come to stay at the zoo, they have their own special places to stay.
the elephant in his paddock,
The penguins in their pools.
and Mr. Wolf in his cave.
Mr. Wolf would not like anybody to go into his cage, and sometimes he can be very fierce. We'd need to be very careful if we ever wanted to go near the bars to ask him a question. How near can you get?
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
1 o'clock.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
2 o'clock.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
3 o'clock.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
Dinner time!
Shall we play it again?
Let's join in! What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
1 o'clock.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
2 o'clock.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
3 o'clock.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
4 o'clock.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
Dinner time!
Phew! Did you escape in time? Most of the animals we've listened to so far live on land, but some animals live in the sea. You can visit them in water zoos. Do you remember what they're called? That's right. They're aquariums. In aquariums, you can see
Sea otters. Dolphins.
whales, seals,
And all kinds of fish.
I know a song about a fish.
Once I caught a fish alive, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on the right.
I wonder if the fish had a name. We could think of some names for animals. What animal might be called Brian?
A lion.
Brian the lion.
Or Jake.
Jake the snake.
Or Amanda.
Amanda the panda.
We could think of some names for animals.
Peter the anteater. Emil the eel. Deborah the zebra. Russell the mussel. Claire the bear.
I know a song about a little dog with a name. Do you know it? He's called B-I-N-G-O. Bingo!
There was a farmer had a dog and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. his name. N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. And Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. B-I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, and Bingo was his name. There was a farmer had a dog, and Bingo was his name. And Bingo was his name.
We might find Bingo at the last kind of zoo, the children's petting zoo, where we can touch and stroke the animals, like
The rabbit,
or the donkey,
and we could feed the hens.
or the sheep and lambs. Isn't there a song about a sheep?
Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. 1 to make your jerseys, 1 to make your frocks, 1 for the little boy with holes in his socks. Thank you, said the master, thank you, said the dame, thank you, said the little boy who lives down the lane.
Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. 1 to make your jerseys, 1 to make your frocks, 1 for the little boy with holes in his socks. Thank you, said the master, thank you, said the dame, thank you, said the little boy who lives down the lane.
Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags One to make your jerseys, one to make your frocks, one for the little boy with holes in his socks. Thank you, said the master, thank you, said the dame, thank you, said the little boy who lives down the lane.
What do you call a lady with a sheep on her head?
I don't know. What do you call a lady with a sheep on her head?
Barbara.
There are so many animals with names from every letter of the alphabet.
We've antelope, buffalo, camel and deer.
Elk, ferret, gorilla and hippo right here.
We've ibex and jellyfish, kiwi.
And we're not leaving out lemurs and monkeys, no fear.
Newt, oryx and panda and quetzal and rhea.
And seahorse and toucan.
Umbrella bird, pears, otter, vultures and wallabies, zenon
And here's the yak and the zebra, so we'll disappear.
Did you know all the animals in that song?
Can you remember all the animals we've met in all the zoos we visited?
There were
Parrots,
monkeys
and the big brown bear. Who cares if the bear roars and snores and chomps his jaws
and waves his paws and scrapes his claws
and makes a noise at girls and boys?
who all enjoy the big brown bear.
Outside his lair they stand and stare. At the safari park we met
Lions,
tigers and zebras.
At the aquarium we met
Seals,
sea otters,
whales and lots of fish. At the petting zoo there were
sheep and lambs,
a donkey and the chicks and hens.
And we met so many other animals as well.
The pelican,
The frog,
our friend the hyena,
the monkeys,
and of course the tiny mouse. Did you remember all the animals we've met in all our zoos? And there's another animal we haven't remembered. The penguin.
We have a story to tell you about a tiny penguin called Percy who thought he was a fish.
The penguin who thought he was a fish. One day, in a zoo not far from here, a baby penguin hatched out of his egg. His mummy called him Percy. As soon as he could speak, Percy started asking questions. Lots of questions. "What am I?" he asked. "And why did you call me Percy? I feel more like a Pete." "You're a penguin," said his mother. "These are your feathers, these are your wings, and these are your little yellow feet. And you're called Percy after your great-grandfather. stop making a fuss. Let's just watch the visitors. Look, there's a little girl and boy eating lovely cold ice creams. Don't those look good?" "I don't know," said Percy. "I've never had one." "Oh, ice cream's lovely and cold and white, Percy," she said. "Like snow." "What's snow?" asked Percy. "And it's peat." "Snow is frozen rain, and there's lots of it in Antarctica, where penguins come from. Your great-grandfather, Percy, he loved snow." "Why?" asked Percy. "Because penguins just do," answered his mother. She pointed at the crowd of other penguins on their rock. "Look, some of the others are going for a swim," she said. "You'll be swimming yourself soon." "Why?" asked Percy. "Because that's something else that penguins do," said his mother. A bit snappishly, Percy thought. "Why don't you go and explore the rock? Stay where I can see you." So Percy climbed and climbed, and when he reached the top of the rock, he could see the rest of the zoo spread out around him, with lots of strange animals. Suddenly, there was a great flapping noise above him, and a large, brightly coloured bird that Percy had never seen before flew down out of the sky and landed just next to him. Percy stared at the bird. "Hello," said the bird. "Don't you know it's rude to stare?" "No," answered Percy truthfully. "No one's ever told me." "Well, it is," said the bird. "Oh," said Percy, "I was just wondering what you are." "I'm a parrot," said the bird, as if Percy really ought to know. "A kind of bird. I fly around the zoo. What are you?" "I'm a penguin," said Percy. "A kind of bird," he added. "A kind of bird?" said the parrot. "You don't look much like a bird to me. Funniest kind of bird I've ever seen." And he sniffed. "I am," insisted Percy. "Look, these are my feathers." And he ruffled his downy white feathers proudly. "Oh, yeah," said the parrot, surprised. After a minute he said, "No, because you haven't got any wings. All real birds have got wings," he said, and he stretched his own red and yellow wings in the sunshine. "I have got wings," said Percy. "Look." And he stuck out his own stubby wings proudly. "Wings?" said the parrot. "Those little things? Those aren't wings. What you've got there are flippers." Percy looked down sadly. "They do look a bit like flippers," he thought. "The thing is," went on the parrot, "can you fly? That's what birds do. They fly. All birds fly." Percy took a deep breath. He puffed out his chest, squeezed his eyes shut, and flapped his wings as hard as he could. He paused and panted for a moment, then he tried again. Although he was now hotter than ever and quite out of breath, he hadn't moved an inch off the ground. It was no good. He couldn't fly. His mummy must have been wrong. Percy could see her watching him from the poolside. He felt very sad. So he wasn't a bird after all. "Don't worry," said the parrot kindly. "We can't all be lovely, clever birds. Look around the zoo. There's all kinds of animals here, all different. You'll fit in somewhere. How old are you, anyway?" "I'm not sure," said Percy. "I'm just a baby." "There you are, then," said the parrot. "You haven't had time to find out what you are yet. Me, I'm 2. I've been around. Now let's see if we can work this out. How do your mummy and daddy get about? Do they run?" "They sort of waddle," Percy answered helpfully. "Waddle," said the parrot slowly. Then Percy realised. "I know what we do," he said. "We swim," he declared, just as 3 penguins slid down and disappeared into the water round the rock. "Underwater," added Percy helpfully. "I've got it," said the parrot. "I know what you are. You're a fish. Things that swim underwater are fish." Percy was a bit shocked. especially when the parrot added thoughtfully, "My friend Seal eats fish." Seeing Percy's alarm, the parrot said quickly, "It's all right, it's all right. You're probably far too feathery for him," he said. Percy was glad. "I hope I'm as clever as you when I'm 2, he said gratefully. "It must be wonderful to know so much about everything." "Yeah, it's pretty good," said the parrot. "Well, I must be going." "Goodbye, goodbye, thank you," said Percy. And the parrot spread his red and yellow wings and flew away. Percy set off excitedly back to his mummy to tell her what he'd discovered. "Mummy, Mummy," he called as he slithered to a halt at her feet. "I've discovered that we're not birds at all. What we are," he said, "is fish." All the penguins around stopped chattering and squawking. In the quiet, Percy could hear the little girl eating the ice cream say, "Oh, look at that baby penguin. He's sweet." Percy's mother kissed him on the top of his downy little head. "Percy," she said, "I think you've been asking questions again and been given some very silly answers." So Percy told her about the parrot and how clever he was, his mummy sniffed, and how the parrot had said that he must be a fish because penguins didn't fly, they swam underwater. "Some birds fly and some birds don't," said Percy's mummy. "Ostriches and emus, they don't fly, but they're certainly birds. And lots of birds can swim. And talking of swimming, I think it's time you tried it yourself." She took Percy's wing, and together they took a deep breath and slid down the rock and into the pool. Under the water, there were flickering pale sunbeams lighting up the cool green and blue depths. Other penguins flashed past in showers of bubbles. And straight away, Percy felt quite at home. He found out that his tiny wings and yellow webbed feet were just perfect for swimming really quickly. And in a few minutes, he was shooting right down to the bottom of the pool and soaring up again to the surface. He could swim upside down and even loop the loop. "Look, Mummy," called Percy with a stream of bubbles. "I'm flying after all. I'm flying underwater." Afterwards, back on the rock, Percy said, "I'm never going to ask any more questions again. It only leads to trouble." "That's nonsense, Percy," said his mummy. "You must ask as many questions as you like. It's what all small penguins do. It's how we learn about the world." "OK," said Percy. "Mummy, why is the sunshine green and blue under the water? And what are bubbles? Oh, and why does Parrot look so bright in the sunshine? And when will I grow as big as great-grandfather Percy? And how does—" "Percy," said his mummy, "I think it's time we went for another swim."
Our visit to the zoo is nearly over, and it's time for us to go home. It's starting to get dark, and our way out of the zoo is lit by tiny twinkling lights, showing us the way.
Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Lead us lest too far we wander. Love's sweet voice is calling yonder. Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Shine, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. Light the path below above and lead us
Singing together, let's join in. All together, let's join in. We're all playing games with noises. Girls and boys, what we enjoy is singing together, let's join in. All together, let's join in.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Incy, Wincy, Spider was performed by Sophie Aldred and Richard Mitchley, with Camille Reardon and schoolchildren from Bath. It was written by Roger Davis, who also composed and arranged the music. Incy, Wincy, Spider was produced and directed by Roger Davis and Jennifer Howard, and is published by BBC Audiobooks.